I was shocked when it was first announced, to be honest. I mean, seeing the video and not knowing what it was, I was kind of hopeful that it was going to be an extension as opposed to him leaving. And I mean, it was a day that was always going to come, but you kind of had the feeling that it was still a long way away. And losing Jurgen Klopp for Liverpool was always going to be massive, but losing him sort of this unexpectedly was kind of a bit more of a shock. But I think now it's just kind of got to keep our heads up and trust the club's going to get someone good in to replace him, and just kind of trust in the players that they're going to be able to get their heads down and carry on for the rest of the season, still fighting on all four fronts. And I mean, it would be a brilliant way for him to finish his tenure as Liverpool manager to win all four trophies.
Yeah, there's a few front runners that have been touted, and Zabby's, I think, at the top of that list. He ticks a few boxes in terms of his connection with the club. He's still pretty young in terms of his managerial career. He's doing great at Leverkusen, unbeaten, I think, in the Bundesliga. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed to see him come in. But yeah, again, still early days really. We don't know what Leverkusen are going to do for the rest of the season. So, but yeah, I think it'd be a good appointment if he was to come in. Yeah.
Gutted. Absolutely gutted. I was at work and it flashed up on my phone, and I felt sick all day really. Do you know what I mean? He's been a legend at the club. I was speaking to Niall when I got home, my son, and it's the first time he's seen the manager change, and it's just devastating really. He's done a lot for the club, and he's just amazing. His passion, everything about the game, everything that he does really.
So obviously the news yesterday, what was your initial reaction to Jurgen leaving?
I don't think I believed it at first. Saw the news and just shocked, to be honest. He's been the biggest figure in the club for the past 8 years, and to see him go is going to be sad.
And what legacy will he leave behind? You say he's been the biggest figure in the club. How good was
Everything. 30 years of, I've not been alive 30 years, but 30 years no Premier League, and he got us that. Champions League, we've won everything under him. Every single trophy you could win. Legacy, don't get bigger than that.
And it's obviously still fresh news, but have you allowed yourself to think of the future, and who do you want to come in and replace him?
Everyone's been talking about Xabi Alonso.
Yeah. Do you think he'd be good?
Yeah. What he's done with Leverkusen is pretty solid, so...
I think he's the only young manager at the moment that is proving himself as a good manager, and to see that he wants to come to Liverpool in the future, I think it'd be good to bring him in a couple of years. So.
Cool. So obviously the news the other day about Jurgen leaving, what was your initial reaction to it?
I was just shocked, completely shocked, and then I sent a message to my dad, and he thought I was kidding.
Yeah. I think it's taken us completely by surprise.
Yeah.
He has talked about it before, so I guess looking back on it a bit more objectively, it was coming, but I think more than anything else, just what he's done for the club.
He's done so much for the club, and I think he means so much to the fans as well.
Absolutely. He's given us hope and given us belief, but I wish him all the best. And let's hope this season we can make a memorable one as well.
That was my next question. What legacy will he leave behind?
Oh my God, where to start? Do you
go.
Okay, I mean, for me, the legacy is really the hope and the belief that has come back to Liverpool fans. But the opportunities he's given the youngsters as well, for me, that sort of longevity, that's part of the legacy that I think I will remember him for the most.
Yeah, he started with a club, with a team that's nowhere near as strong as it is now, and he's made it into something incredible. So.
Yep.
And obviously, just finally, the news is still pretty fresh, but have you allowed yourself to think of the future? And who do you want to come in and replace his big boots?
I think that's a really good question, and I think it's going to be based on his style, like the character that he's created for the team. Who can either, I don't want to say emulate that, but probably continue that, and who's the right manager to be able to continue that. So thank you for that. So I don't know. I don't have a name in mind, but at least I think whoever can maintain that hope, that belief, that intensity, that pressure, the rock and roll football.
Yeah. Whatever's best for the club, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And will, again, give opportunities to youngsters, maintain the success, and keep that hope and belief for all Liverpool fans.
So obviously we had the news the other day of Klopp leaving. What was your initial reaction to it?
It's a bit of a shocker, He's come into the club, done so much over the last 9 years. It's unbelievable, but at the end of the day, you've got to respect the decision he's made and the stuff he's done. And hopefully this season we can do something, nice send-off, nice Premier League title, whatever.
Yeah, it was a shock, but he hasn't just built great football with the club, he's built a great relationship with all of us. He's all a part of us, and we all thought he'd be here till 2026 at the end of his contract, but unfortunately he made his decision.
And what legacy will he leave behind at Liverpool?
Oh, big legacy. Well, probably one of the best legacies to come through this club. You know,
there's just simple ways to put it in. He's the best modern Liverpool manager there's ever been at the minute. No one greater.
Definitely, and it's obviously still fresh news, but have you allowed yourself to think of who's next? Obviously, Xabi Alonso's been there.
Yeah, there's been a few names, but
he's doing well with Leverkusen. You've got Pep Linders that knows the club, knows the fans. You know, Klopp's even said himself he's ready to manage. But I think just look for the future now. And
hope for the best.
Like Klopp said, it's not, people won't remember when you come in, they'll remember when you leave.
So obviously, we had the news the other day. What was your initial reaction to it?
Surprised, shocked. I was hoping he would stay for longer, but you knew this day was coming, but it would never be easy. But hopefully we could do something special this season, send him off well.
And what legacy will he leave behind at the club?
Well, he's given me some of the best years of my life, watching him and winning everything. So, he leaves up there with the greats. Shankly, Paisley, he's up there. So, great legacy.
And it's obviously still fresh news, but have you given yourself a chance to think of the future, and who do you want in to follow him?
Alonso would be the one standing out now, or maybe Gerrard if he, if things go well further down the line. But I think Alonso's the one that stands out for me. He's obviously got that connection with the club, so I think that. But for now, I just want to hopefully things go well for Klopp from now to the end of the season.
The news on Jurgen the other day. What was your initial?
Oh, devastating news for. I'm from Ireland, and we're all very disappointed that it happened. And he was a fantastic man down through the years, and he brought Liverpool from exactly to the bottom to the very top. And we're all going to miss him, and we wish him the very best of good luck, and hope we get a young manager as good as Jurgen, which is nearly impossible to do.
And what legacy will he leave behind at Liverpool?
It'll be just equally as good as the previous managers that went before him, especially Bob Paisley and company. So,
and who do you want to follow him?
I'd like to see Alonso, if at all possible, and keep the dream alive.
We obviously had the news the other day. What was your initial reaction to it?
I was just confused because obviously nothing about. Sounds like we're doing bad, is it? So quite a shock, but I can understand why.
And what legacy will he leave behind for Liverpool? How good has he been?
9 years and he's won every trophy he possibly can. And I don't think the club could ask for anything else or anything more. I think it was just brilliant what he's done, considering he came from Dortmund out in Germany, so he would know nothing about the English leagues.
And it's obviously still fresh news, but have you allowed yourself to think about the future, and who do you want to follow him?
I've thought about the future, and I'm thinking he used to play for us, so I think Xabi Alonso, he's unbeaten in the Bundesliga, and he's doing brilliantly with such a small club. So I don't know how he's built it up, but I think he's the perfect replacement for Liverpool.